I'll let a few of y'all join up. I did a breakdown, but I said instead of just dropping it on Twitter like I usually do, I'll come over here and talk to you guys first, and then we'll get to it. I wasn't jumping on before yesterday because I've been battling the flu for the last couple of days, but I'm like Jordan, man. I had to go get an IV the day before yesterday. I went and got an IV, vitamin C drip. Shout out to City Hydration, man. They hooked me up. I feel way better. I wasn't getting out of bed or nothing, man. I was done. And I don't sit down. I don't get sick or nothing. So knock on wood. But yeah, it was crazy. But then, I had to watch the Eagles, and it was my fault. I started talking shit to my folks about the Eagles. And as soon as I started talking, man, as soon as I opened my big mouth, they start hitting all kinds of shit. I mean, block field goal after block field goal, touchdowns, Hurt start balling. I said, damn, yo, I just start talking. As soon as I start talking, they start balling. I'm like, God damn. You know what I mean? But, you know, it's cool. Cool. Oh, hold on one second. Okay, here we go. Let me let y'all hear the type of stuff I deal with. Just so you know, these the type of rivalries that I got going on with my family. This is my brother right here, man. Listen.
Know what happened. It's like a time limit because I'm in a group chat. But if I wasn't in a group chat, it's not like 10 minutes. But anyway, like I say, these little ass androids. But listen, man, hey, I just wanted to
This is what I
say
hear
I
all day.
feel bad for y'all again. Victory Monday. You know what I mean? Hey, listen, man. Um, all praise due to the Most High. I'm saying all praise is due to the Most High God. You know what I mean? My young boy threw for 250 yards. You know what I mean? Y'all hating on him. I talk to B all the time about this. You know what I'm saying? I still want him to develop 5 years in the league. You know what I'm saying? We want a cannon for an arm. You know what I'm saying? Remove the arm and replace it with a cannon. Okay, like a Michael Vick. You know what I'm saying? Something like a McNabb type arm. I mean, with precision. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm
Like
letting this
Aaron
play
Jones,
because I deserve
you
it.
know, who can like thread the needle. You know what I'm saying? Throw the football in the tightest spaces. You know what I'm saying? AJ Brown is a monster, right? He's posing as a human being, but he's a monster. You know what I'm saying? He's some type of he's like the Incredible Hulk playing football. You know what I'm saying? He steps over jokers. His forearm ain't even a forearm. You know what I'm saying? It's like an elbow on a shoulder. It's like Derrick Henry if he was a wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? So listen, man. Hey, enjoy those L's. You know what I'm saying? I know you're gonna give me maybe next week. Wait, who I don't even know who we play next week. You know what I'm saying? But I know it's coming back. You know, and I deserve it because I'm boasting now while we're on top with that Super Bowl victory.
So that's my brother, man. I get calls like this all day now, especially today because the Cowboys did what they did, man. I can't complain. I talked my trash too early yesterday, and I paid for it. You know what I mean? I felt confident that we can go and beat the new coach having Chicago Bears, even though Ben Johnson last time he played us, he whooped our ass with the Lions with the same type of trickery and physicality. He really played the same game plan. It's just that we didn't adjust ours, and that's the problem. What I saw though on the field defensively, what got on my nerves and what's still getting on my nerves is consistency. Because I kept hearing that word, especially when we was trying to get Mozzie on the field. They keep talking about this standard that we have, and when you say you have a standard that you're trying to uphold, you better come out swinging if you got a standard. The standard can't be that we have this, arrogant high mindset, both from the coaches and the players when it comes to what we're putting on the field. And then there's no trust, consistently no trust. And there's consistent gambling. There's a lot of consistency issues that I have a problem with. And the first 14 points that were put on the board was crazy. Should have never happened. You know what I mean? But it did. I'm gonna give everybody a little shout out. Then I'm gonna show y'all what I'm talking about. This ain't gonna be super long, man. Paul, what's good, man? What's up, Matt? He says up, not going to be long. Yeah, this ain't gonna be long. D Corb, he said, "What's up? What's up, King? Appreciate you, Brody. Right back at you. I do feel a little better, Paul. Appreciate that. She says, "Hey, Okoye, get well soon. Thanks, Angie. I appreciate that." He said, "Okoye, my brother, I pray you feel better." Thank you, Sadiqa. I do feel better already. Um, Matt said, "Man, would you think of the play call? What do you what I mean? Would you think of the play calling or offense?" Um, I don't get what you mean. Do you think? What do I think of the play calling in the offense? I think the play calling is fine if you have if you can control the situations. Like if your defense is playing well, the offense moves better. If you got guys like GP and a lot of these guys, if they're not dropping passes and turning the ball over, I think that's better. I think we'll be better. GP calls both interceptions, and I'm gonna show you. I mean, I can't really. I could show you. I think I got the film on that. But on the interception in the end zone, he was running a drag route. He went up above the safety on a drag and got himself pushed out the back of the end zone, which could never happen. That's a rookie move. You're supposed to go under and stay flat. He went over, and Dak comes up off that, has no time, throws the ball without any real air under it. Supposed to really get that over that guy's head, but he short throws that with while being rushed, and that interception happens. Trying to press because it's fourth down. Understand that one. The other interception right off of GP's hands into a defender's hands, and he did that twice in the game. The other time, they actually missed on the interception in the red zone when he did it the first time. Second time, he drops it, and it ends up in the defender's hands. He's playing too. I said he was playing smooth and calm, but you're playing lackadaisical, man. Like catch the fucking ball. That's what you got to do if you're a defender. I mean, if you're a receiver on this team, catch the ball. Especially if CD out and it's your time to shine. You're supposed to go off, and you still kind of like you playing, man. Be serious. Be intentional. I don't see that in his body language when it came to that interception and the way they was balling. It's just like, come on, man. Be serious, lock in. That's number one from GP. But I don't blame GP for the offense. I think, we just didn't finish. Same thing. Tolbert, you guys always want to give Tolbert grace. I gave him grace, but I'm gonna give him some heat today because on that first play, that run up. Let me just put this in here real quick before I get to the other film that I edited. I'll just put this up. Let me see if I got it locked in. Um, Turnovers. Yep, I think I got it. Boom. All right, let me put this up here. Boom, blow this up. Get you out of here real quick, Matt. So on this play here, right? Tolbert, man. Watch Tolbert. All right here. So Tolbert's blocking. He gets hit by 29 right there. Boom. You see him at the bottom of the screen? Tolbert gets hit and never tries to re-engage, doesn't hold his block, kind of like jogs through it like a bus. See here? So hold your block. Because really, look at this. This is a touchdown if Tolbert just gets rid of his guy. Look at this. Look at this. There's nobody catching him as long as Tolbert holds his block. This is a touchdown. The difference between touchdowns and turnovers is hustle. And Tolbert was jogging, not hustling. And that's why this play got busted up this way. And it resulted in a turnover. Let's show it from this angle. Boom. This is what you can't do if you want to be a good team. Boom. See this? You got to hold that block. You hold that block, it's over. That's it. It's over. No one stops this play either. We stop ourselves. The first time we did it, Miles Sanders gets himself caught for a 50-yarder. Then he fumbles right after that. Dumb shit. And then on this one, we fumble on the play. Like this is our worst play. It works. It works, but then it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? So that one was on Tolbert, in my opinion, because if Tolbert gets rid of 29, there's nothing to talk about here but a touchdown. We're talking about why Williams is off to a great start this season and why the Cowboys offense looks great, right? And we can dominate this game as far as play clock and everything else, right? Boom. So when you see stuff like that, of course it's going to piss me off. Let me get this off the screen before they demonetize my ish. Here, boom. Right off of your hands, GP. You got to catch that, buddy. That can't do it any better than this right here. And, I like GP, but like I said, he was lax on the route. Even this route, look at the route. Boom. Yeah. And I think some of that is just like trickery because he'll slow down and then accelerate to the ball. But right there, you got to secure that ball, man. You got to secure that ball. He was looking at Edmonds and really just passed the ball straight to him. And then on this one here, now this is what I was talking about. Watch GP at the bottom of the screen. He's running a drag route. Now, 24 that just got carried over by Turpin is going to stay put, right? Right here, you need to flatten out and go under 24 if you're GP. Watch what GP does. He cuts around them right there. That takes Dak off of him, which shouldn't have happened. And then Dak comes back. Oh, everybody's double covered too. Just watch this play. Right, boom. So the play call right here, I think was good if he flattens out. So here, boom. See that? So you see on the outside, you have Ferg double teamed. He's bracketed. Then you have this drag from Tolbert coming across the screen right now, but he's running right where Edmonds is. Dak is not looking at Edmonds because Dak is staring down GP, who's supposed to stay under this route. You know why? Because Tolbert's not even running a route. Tolbert is running a rub route. Tolbert is supposed to rub right. You remember right? Nashawn Wright, who's starting right here. So Tolbert is supposed to be rubbing 26 out. Pause. He's supposed to get him out of there. But in order for that to work, GP has to carry his man into Tolbert, which he doesn't. He floats and gives him space. So Tolbert's running free, has nothing to do here. And Dak, who's staring down GP, because GP's supposed to be freed up right where this G is, Dak's supposed to be hitting GP right there. GP's, where the hell are you going? You're at the back of the end zone. So Dak, with pressure in his face, turns with no time to read and tries to throw this ball on fourth down to Tolbert and doesn't get enough air under it. Doesn't matter. The interception was a moot point anyway, but this was supposed to go a different way, especially by way of design. And that's all on GP. Got to stop being so lax and playing pussy football, because that's what that is. That's bad football right there on GP's part, not Dak's part. I'm not hating on Dak for that one. But I know, Matt, you're going to have whatever you got to say about it. You know, it is what it is, but I ain't making no excuses. I ain't making no excuses. Definitely like and subscribe. Make sure you guys are sharing this content. Share it on Twitter. Do what you got to do. But yeah, I mean, you right on that. When the game was over, he was pressing. It doesn't matter. But the first one off his hands. You know what I mean? The fumble problem. But when you have the fumble, which is a problem, and then right after that, you do this on defense. This is a major, major, major problem. Let me see if I got this right. All right, I did. Pissed off like I am. You know what I mean? I like to look at the film. Oh, let me mute this. Let me mute this. You want to watch it with my commentary that I put in there, or you want me to give live commentary? You guys decide. Because I'm going to put the other commentary on Twitter. You can hear what I said earlier. And then, you know, matter of fact, fuck it, we just going to do it live. Do it live. All right, let's go. So check this out, right? This is how little things destroy a game, right? When you're watching this, just pay attention to on this play. 59. I love what I saw with Murray. I think a lot of people give Murray hell. I like Murray. Everything I see every week from Murray is good, right? So Murray here he's playing a game and a spy. So look at the responsibility he has on this play. But Murray's going to actually help out with this game that's going off in front of him, meaning, you know, Odigizua and Clark are slashing inside, and then you have Kintain on the outside with both Slam Williams and Fowler, right? So those guys are on the outside and containing, and you're going to see both interior linemen slash inside. Now, Murray's going to help with this game by holding up that guard, and then he's going to gap exchange with Osa and just stop Caleb from scrambling. If Caleb was trying to escape on this play and was trying to scramble, Murray would have been there to either get a sack or stop the run for a short game. But either way, it would have been pretty good. And I agree, but I disagree with you, Angie. This defense definitely is not as bad as it looks. There's little things that keep happening consistently that cannot happen, and it's not just the coaches. I can't blame Eberflus for all of this. I blame the players who are supposed to be veterans, who are the guys that, like. Let me pause real quick. Eberflus is trusting guys like Dono. Hold on, let me pause this. Eberflus is trusting guys like Dono, right? So if I trust you, Dono, you can't make bonehead plays when I'm putting you in captain position. If I'm trusting Diggs and and Eberflus's defense is designed to force the ball, and I said this before the season, he covers the middle of the field so well early in the snap that the quarterbacks try to throw deep to the outside often on Eberflus. But he has guys like Jalen Johnson and, you know, good corners on the outside. He's supposed to have Bland and Diggs, who's like, that's supposed to be a dream come true if you're going to force the ball at our two best players on defense. Of course, that's a good thing, right? Well, we keep doing that with Diggs. In the last 2 weeks, consistently, the reason we're giving up the big plays is because Eberflus is trusting Diggs, and Diggs is screwing the pooch. That ain't no joke. You can't play. Okay. So here we go. Let me show you. Show you. Look at this. Boom. Now this is that's the little game right there from Kenneth Murray. Now Kenneth Murray does that, then comes and chases the ball down, tackles the ball. Hey, good play. Only a 4-yard gain. That's a beautiful play at linebacker, right? The very next play. This is the very next play. I didn't change anything. Very next play, you have Hooker off the side, right? Now Hooker makes a great play here versus the run. Stop the ball behind the line of scrimmage. So now it's supposed to be 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6. But Sam Williams right here. Illegal hands to the face. And this causes 2 problems. One, right after this play, because rightfully so, Eberflus is probably pissed off. Sam Williams, if you notice, is not on the field right now. You got at the bottom of the screen, Donovan Ezraku's in there now because Sam Williams got himself taken out. And it's not because he was tired. It's because Eberflus is pissed. Now, on this play, you get Hooker off the field. I mean, not Hooker, Clark off the field because Clark was actually jogging to the ball. Let me show you this. I didn't like this either. Watch Clark on this play. Clark jogs to the ball on this play. I didn't like it. And I think Eberflus is paying attention. So this is why I'm not just blaming Eberflus. Watch Clark on this play. Clark is like, look at him going to the ball. Look at him. Look, he's jogging. Bullshit. He don't want no contact. Get him off the field, which I said, and which Eberflus does. If you look to the left, you'll see on the field right after that play, very next play, you see who? Morris Leofiles on the field, right? Because hey, he don't like the lack of physicality that was shown by Clark on that play. Now, what Morris does is come right in, boom, come right in and make a physical impact right here. Now, I like what Morris does here. This is why 35 over 18 all day, every day. This is a great reroute. He knocks the tight end down here. Boom. Now, this is only a 3-man route. You can see all 3 of the guys right here at the bottom of the screen. You see at the left, you see Swift coming out the flat, which is Morris's guy. He's doing the right thing here. And he helped out the linebacker, Sanborn. He helps him out by knocking his man down. And then, deep is, I don't know who wide receiver is deep, but someone has deep responsibility and they're covered. So deep is covered, flat is covered. The intermediate route, this is a cell concept. There is only 3 men on this route. We have 6 men defending. Sanborn, this is just common sense. Sanborn should be trailing this tight end right here. He should be turning and looking for someone in the zone. He's just sitting in the zone, right? That's on Sanborn, right? That's on Sanborn, in my opinion. But here we go. Boom. So Sanborn doesn't turn and run with this, and this is a 31-yard play. Now, remember, it was 3rd and 6. Sam Williams turns it in 1st and 10. This is what happened on 1st and 10, right after Sam Williams made that penalty. Right after Sam Williams, right? So this is what I mean. When you rely on or you gamble on your veterans and they don't show up, these things happen. Right here, if you're Sanborn, just turn and find. Look at Morris. Morris is looking and finding a guy. Look at Kenneth Murray. Kenneth Murray is turning and looking to the middle of the field. He took it, even though he's in zone, he's looking and he took his eyes off of the quarterback because he knew he bit on the run. And I have to find a guy. He's trying to find a guy crossing. Sanborn is not. Sanborn is still just staring down the quarterback as if he doesn't understand that there are people moving around behind you. He waits till the ball is released and chases this play. But you're slow, Sanborn. You can't wait till after the ball is released to assess the play. You need to assess, read, react faster than everyone, which is why I like Sanborn, because he usually does that because he's a slow guy, but he reacts faster than everyone else. So he looks faster. But in this film, he's moving and reacting slow. You can't have both, right? Boom. Went too far back. Let me get back here. Boom. All right, so back to this play. All right, here we go. We do need Overshawn too. You're right about that. But yeah, this is 31 yards right after Sam Williams. So I blame this drive so far on Sam Williams right up to this point. Everything else was okay until that point right there. That big play came because Sam Williams was not on the field. So you're hurting the team because we don't have your talent on the field because, again, this is Ezraku back out there because they're mad at you because you're doing stupid shit that rookies should be doing. Here's Murray again. They ISO Murray on the screen. Everybody who doesn't like Murray, this is a touchdown if Murray doesn't make this play. There's a one-man screen. There's no one else behind him. No one. Now, he gets under this, makes the play. I love it. I like Murray so far this year. He gets under that, makes the play. Cool. Bam. All right. Now, here we go. Now, right after that play, this is the same drive, right? Okay, so you had a fumble on the offense, and then the defense does this. Now, we don't play a lot of man, right? Now, when you ask, and I know Diggs is probably begging to be able to man up and take guys out, right? Now, if you ask for man and you want to be the man, and you are the guy that no one is helping, meaning Donovan Wilson is in the middle of the field, far right hash. Like this, he's not on anybody. He's not helping. You can see from the snap, and especially from the alignment of Hooker, who's right next to Diggs at the top of the screen. Hooker, you can tell Hooker's playing man on this tight end, right? So everybody's man. This is cover one. Cover one with help tilted to Elam, which it should be, right? Okay. So at the top of the screen, there's Diggs. You can't ask for this if you Diggs. Get it and then gamble and lose. You can't do this type of shit if you Diggs. Like if you're by yourself and you're gambling, you got to play it safe. And when I say play it safe, the ball is coming at you anyway because you're singled up. You're on an island. You don't need to gamble when you're on an island because you're by yourself anyway. There's no need to gamble. You by yourself. They're going to throw the ball at you because you're the only one singled up. But when you slip because you're doing things wrong, which is, let me go back to that. He presses with his outside hand, which is a no-no. But if you're going to do that, do it when you got help. Do it when you're in zone and you have help. You don't do it when you're a man. And he did this here. And this is not on Eberflus. This is on Diggs. Why are you doing it in the first place? I know Eberflus didn't tell you to do that. First off, just pressing alone when you have no help is hard enough. Ask Darrell Revis, right? But to press with the wrong hand, and I mean, come on, man, you did it wrong, and you gambled again with the game. You're gambling with the team if you Diggs, and this is what he consistently is doing, and this is why I have a problem with Diggs. He consistently did this. Now, right after that play, he's getting benched for a little while, and I'm gonna show you why that's an impact because we gave up 2 for 1 right there. Sam Williams first with the penalty, Diggs with the slip and the touchdown. And the very next time they touch the ball, which is after we go up and score, watch what happens. But this is what Diggs did last week. So you know I'm not talking shit off of one play. This is consistency. He's gambling here with no help, right? But this one, cool, it sails over his head. But he's too far out. He doesn't have the makeup speed anymore to do this, but he's doing it anyway. He's right here, right? Same thing, same concept you just saw on the touchdown. Look at the bottom of the screen. Diggs is pressing up on Neighbors. This is an easy read for Russell Wilson pre-snap because if you see the safety deep in the middle of the field, where is he? He's not cheating to the hash over Diggs. So you know Diggs has no help before the play even starts. You know where all the help is or isn't. Now, this is Eberflus's scheme. He's saying, I dare you to throw at my number one shutdown receiver. He's daring you to do it, which is what you should want if you Diggs. I want a big moment because I'm that guy, right? If you that guy, and we're saying I'm the coach and I'm trusting you and I'm daring you to do it. I dare you to throw at Diggs, which most people would say that's a good dare. If you're a defensive coordinator, what else do you want? You want them to have to throw at your supposed best player or best corner, right? Diggs let the guy run right by him because he's gambling. He's playing trail technique with no help. Absolutely retarded. That's dumb. Okay. Well, hey, let's play Bell technique, which is stack coverage. Just stay over the top, right? Wrong. He flattens out and he's late on this one too. Boom. Gambling again, right? Cheating, watching the drag route underneath for no reason. I don't even know why you're watching that, but let the guy run right by you there. Okay. These are things that if you were Caleb Carson, if you were Revel, if you were anybody, we'd be like, he's a bust. All right, get him off the field, right? But because it's Diggs, we keep saying, well, he raced, but he saved. Excuse my French. But he does great things. He does asshole retarded shit sometimes, right? So people say, oh, well, let's give him a chance because Diggs has made so many plays. We're going to let him get his legs under him. But if you know that you're just getting back, you're not healthy, I don't care if he's healthy or not. If you're not healthy, stop playing like you are. Meaning play it safe if you're not healthy. Play within the confines of the game until you are healthy, until you get your legs under you, right? Then when you feel good, start making these types of plays. But not when you're by yourself. I don't even agree with it when you're by yourself because you don't need to. He doesn't need to do anything cute when he's by himself because the ball is coming your way. So stay with the man and then use your ball skills to make plays on the ball. Right here, you're pressing Neighbors, right? With no help. You know you have no help. Boom. Neighbors runs right by you again. You know what I'm saying? This is Diggs. So consistency, give me the word consistency and then show me this, and then I'll call you a liar every time. Every time. Every time. This is great. You can't win with this. And I can't blame Eberflus for that. That's not a scheme defect. The scheme is designed for me to force you to throw the ball at my best man. That's what he wants to do with in pass versus pass. He wants you to do it. Now, Bland isn't here. So he said, okay, we're going to help Elam out and we're going to shift everything away from Diggs and then let you throw at Diggs all day and let's see what happens. But when this happens early, you lose confidence because you can't trust Diggs. So right after this play, Diggs is out. So right here, Diggs is not on the field and he's not hurt. This is the very next drive. He's not hurt. He's out. Now, these guys, again, the word trust is consistently going to come up because your front seven is balling. They all playing good. The front seven versus the run. So all the biting, I can understand the linebackers biting on run because that's partially their responsibility. But the corners playing, you're playing 15 yards off. Why? Because you don't want to let them behind you, right? If you're Elam and you look at Elam at the top of the screen, you look at a Hooker and you look at whoever this 25 guy is. I don't know what his name is anymore. We got so many. Booth is gone, so whoever this guy is, whatever, right? But Billings or whatever his name is, I think it is. But anyway, you see these guys are playing off. The coach has you playing off for a reason, right? You can't be 15 yards off biting on a run fake. Now, especially when you got the front seven aligned in like a 3-4 look, they destroyed a line of scrimmage. Everyone's on the opposite side of the ball right now, including Mozzie. Mozzie gets to the ball, right? Boom. Here, you can, if you're Elam, you can't be biting on this. You can't. It's no need. But he bites and Hooker bites. They both have deep thirds responsibility because they're in cover 3, right? Boom. They both get cooked. Both Hooker and Elam because they're paying attention to the backfield and they're not trusting the guys to do their job in front of them, which they did do their job. If you watch what happens in front, if this was just a run play, Mozzie would have destroyed it right here. Boom. He gets rid of his guy. There he goes. He even gets to Swift on the flea flicker. He just doesn't know it's a flea flicker. He thinks he's about to make a tackle on a running back. Boom. He hits the guy. He throws the ball up in the air back to Williams. And now wide open for a touchdown. This is right after Diggs gave up that play. Diggs is not on the field because he's probably on the sideline getting chewed out by Elam for what he just did prior to, right? So, again, consistency from your veteran players, you got to have it, and you're not seeing it at all, and that's a problem. Here we go again. You actually see good play from the young players more so than the veterans, which is crazy. Morris Leofile is playing better than Clark. Get Clark off the field. He's a veteran, but he's playing like a pussy. You got Hooker and Wilson, they're lost. But when you see Wanye get in, Wanye knows what he's doing. You see Donovan Ezeraku is outplaying Sam Williams right now, not because of physicality, but because he's just not making mistakes. Whereas Sam Williams is giving you bonehead penalties here and there that cause you problems. He's been doing that consistently throughout his career. Now here, this is a high-low concept, right? High-low is designed to be the middle linebacker, right? So they're high-lowing Kenny Murray right here, right? So you see Kenneth Murray in the middle of the field. They ran that drag underneath him, trying to get him to bite on the low. He's going to bite on the low. But right here, you see Elam is handing this guy off. The high man is handing him off. Now, Elam can bend inside if he wants and carry this to Hooker, or he can communicate and say, hey, whatever they're supposed to say, you know, that this guy's dragging or digging behind him, right? But he doesn't say anything. No one said, he doesn't say anything. He just lets the guy go. But both Hooker and Murray, they both bite on the low drag and leave that high drag or high dig wide open, right? Boom. See that? So this ball is going to float right over Murray's head because neither one of them communicated. And Hooker, who's supposed to be your veteran, he's supposed to read this, right? And the reason I say this, look at this angle. If you're Hooker, you can see both. You can see the concept. Now you see to the left, Elam's not saying anything, but if you're Hooker, you're reading this. If you're reading this, you already know Reddy is right there. If this does cross Murray's zone and Murray doesn't get this, Reddy is underneath you. If you're Hooker, you got to know where your help is, right? Reddy's underneath you. You don't need to cut this off, but you do need to cut 10 off, right? And if you watch 10 developing behind that, right, you don't need to drive on this if you're Hooker. He could literally stay put. But if you stay put, you would have been in position to make a play on that right there. You would have got it yourself an interception. Watch this. See what I'm saying? Let me show you. If he just stays put and just reads this and stays put right there, don't move off the hash. Just stay where you at. Stay where you at. If he stays where he's at here, even Kenneth Murray has more patience on this than Hooker does. And Kenneth Murray is closer to the ball, right? Hooker, you don't need to go anywhere. The ball coming to you anyway. If he's going to break down right there, where are you going? Why'd you move? He moves, and this isn't even a drag. He's breaking down and sitting still right here, right? So if he's going to sit there, if you're still on that hash, if you're Hooker, you're actually closer to the ball if he stayed where you were. And if he stayed where he was, right on this right hash, right? This ball here, that ball right there, which where does it go? Right over the fucking right hash where you were standing. You would have got yourself an interception. Or they would have gotten a sack, or it would have just been incomplete. But either way, it wouldn't have been that. It wouldn't have been that. This is veterans making dumbass mistakes. Now, this is same drive, another low IQ football play, this time from Dono. Okay, I know the call is for Dono to run to the flat, but I'm saying these are common sense things, right? Common sense. There's a 2x2 look, meaning too tight, too flex. Okay, you got the wide receivers on the bottom of the screen. There's two over there, and there's two to the top of the screen. And then you just have Swift. There's nobody else that can run a route. Okay, now Swift does a play action here, right? Okay, that play action there, that moves Murray and Sanborn out the middle of the field. If you are Dono, you see the outside release from 81, which Elam is picking up. 85 is right in front of you. Swift doesn't have the ball, and even if he does get the ball, you got guys committed up front to dealing with Swift. You don't need to bite run, which he doesn't really bite the run. So because Hooker is floating back, right? I mean, not Hooker. Wilson is floating back. He didn't bite on the run. You know that Swift doesn't have the ball. So who the fuck are you guarding? Because there's no release underneath to the flat. So even if flat was your responsibility initially, because this was a hurry up play, this was like right before the half. This was a hurry up. So even if the call was that you hugged the flat, okay, even if that was the call, common sense would tell you that 85, you have no help with 85. There's no one behind you that's helping with 85. If you look at the bottom of the screen, Hooker is playing the inside out for the inside release deep. Sorry, guys. Let me see. Is this blocking you guys? Yes. Okay. Hooker's playing inside release, and then Diggs is playing outside release deep. So they're playing triangle defense. Hooker's playing inside, Diggs outside. I think that's Clark underneath, right, for the flat. So that side is covered. Those guys at the bottom of the screen are doing their job. Look at that. So boom, that was the inside release, outside release. You see that bottom of the screen covered. What the hell is Wilson doing? What are you doing? What were you even thinking about doing? Regardless of what this was called or what the hurry up is, whatever it was, what you can't do is guard a flat with no release to it. There's no one released to the flat, meaning nobody came out that way. So there was no reason to react to anything. What are you reacting to here? And just watch carefully the run. Just watch the run fake. Okay? You can see that there's nothing happening here. And he's actually pointing guys out. Look. Okay, you know he ain't got the ball because you're still backing up. You know the running back ain't got the ball, right? You still in good position to carry this tight end up the field. Now, if he beats you and you're on his hip, I ain't mad at you, bruh. I ain't mad at you if he beat you and you did your job. Like when Elam got beat versus the Eagles, when Elam got beat versus Neighbors, Elam is right there on his hip. That's a perfectly thrown ball. I can't be mad at that because you did your job to the best of your ability. Sometimes balls get in there, pause. But here, no. He's actually going to go out of his way to get out of his way. Watch this. Where you going? Where you going? That's dumb. Now watch this. This one, oh shit, sorry. Boom. Let's get to it. This is another one. Another one. Now this is Hooker this time. Okay. Watch this. Another touchdown. This is Hooker. So again, boom. Same concept, right? You see the bottom of the screen, everybody's covered. Middle of the screen, Sanborn's covering this guy. You see, now if you're in a zone, this is what I was taught. If you're in a zone, first before the play, you count who's to your side. That's number one. You count who's to your side. Once you count who's to your side, you watch their release. So if you see outside release, you say, okay, I can release that, and now I can just focus on the seam or focus on the dig if I'm the safety, right? Now, you're deep safety, meaning this is Hooker's responsibility, that dig route that's developing behind his head right now. You're supposed to turn and look for that and hug it, right? He doesn't. Watch this. Boom. See that route right there? All Hooker has to do is either back up, just know he's there. Number one, you know he's there. Feel the man, right? Back up or turn. You see how Wilson looked to the left. See Wilson. Wilson sees that Sanborn's dealing with this drag route across the field. Wilson is in deep zone too, but he turns to look for some action. and he finds some action. So Wilson did his job here. He turns to find the action. Hooker is watching the quarterback. You got Sam Williams chasing him. You got Reddy over here where he's running. He's looking right towards you, and you know he ain't looking at you. So if he's staring at you, either get some depth or turn around and find the action. What you don't do is chase him. Why are you chasing him? You ain't gonna catch him. Move right out of position. Touchdown. Boom. These are the bonehead things that you can't do if you call yourself wanting to be a good team. You can't do it. Can't do it. I can't. You can't win with it. Can't do shit with it, man. So all of the talk of consistency, is out the window if you consistently see this and say that these guys are the best chance to win. They're not giving you your best chance to win, man. Hooker, I can live with, meaning you can fix some of the things he's doing if he settles in. But I think Wanye needs to be on the field for Wilson for sure. I look at Morris Leafau needs to just start for Clark for sure. Sam Williams, look, man, this either make or break for you because you ain't really doing shit. So what I mean, I think Sam Williams, you need to be a rotational guy because you when it's time to be the guy in those big moments, you do stupid shit like Bill Romanowski or like Vontez Burfict. You one of those guys that just can't get right. You know what I mean? You a penalty machine, and you got to chill, man. So for me, the defense ain't even this concept ain't even that bad. It's little things, but here's the problem I do have with Eberflus. Zone is a concept that you one need to run when you have your veterans because zone requires communication. It does. Because if you're going to have a bunch of guys running around who are new, you got what's Bridges? I don't even know who that is. He just got here. Reddy Stewart just got here. You know what I'm saying? Diggs did not play in training camp. You know what I'm saying? Elam is the only guy who has been here, and even he's doing it wrong at times, right? Not knowing the play certain things. But if you have guys who are not communicating and don't know what they're doing, the safeties don't know, the secondary does not know where they're supposed to be in zone. They're not communicating properly. So they're getting run by, right? If you know that these guys aren't that high IQ, you need to just say it's very simple. Here's what you do. That guy that lines up here, you cover him and you chase him all over the field. It's called man defense. Match man was working for us versus the Eagles, but guess what? Bland was there. This is the impact of Bland not being here. Bland is probably the guy that communicates best on this defense, I'm assuming, because we didn't see this stuff versus you don't just shut down AJ Brown and Dallas Goddard and Saquon Barkley and Smitty, unless the Eagles quarterback's a bum. I don't know. Is he? Or did we shut him down? I don't know. Something happened. Something happened. They didn't get no yards. I know that. But then the very next week, since Bland's been out, we look like ass. Right. So Bland is your best corner. I don't want to hear shit about Diggs being better than him ever again. He's not. You're not because you're not a professional. You're not a better professional. You're a better talent, meaning you could do things that Bland doesn't do, but you are a gambler. You're reckless if you Diggs. And you can't play that way if we're relying on you. The coach needs to be able to trust you. I can't blame Eberflus for saying, hey, we're going to tilt everything away from you and we're going to give it to you, Diggs. Do your thing. Get us the ball back. And then you pull that bullshit. Can't do it. And you keep pulling that bullshit when you don't have to. If you play it off and just let the ball come to him, you either going to tackle the ball in front of you or you're going to make a highly contested play. Even if you don't gamble, they're going to throw it at you anyway because it's singled up. There's only you over there. They putting you on an island and they said, throw it at him. You don't need to gamble with that. You gamble when you have help and you know, all right, I'm cheap because I know I got a safety deep. And if I miss on this, it's cool. He got my back. That's cool to gamble. You don't, or you do it in a play where it's like, I need the ball to come my way because I need to make a big play, and this is it. I can understand you gambling then. But early in the game, ain't shit happening. What are you doing? You just doing shit. And that's why he got benched for a second. And then after he hurt his shoulder, you can see, I could tell, listen, man, I'm in the pain business. I watch people get hurt all the time. I watch people fake pain or fake not being in pain all the time. But I know very well when somebody's in pain. Diggs was on the sideline after that shoulder injury. He was hurt when he first hit his shoulder. But when he sat down because he wanted to. Then he realized, like, hey, man, this ain't nothing wrong with me. He came back in the game. But what shit wrong with him in the first place? Ain't nothing wrong with you, bro. So, nah, man, I don't like what I'm seeing out of Diggs right now between the ears. I don't even think it's the injuries. I don't. I think because even if he's injured, He could be in position if he just stopped gambling. And if you know you're injured, if it was an injury, you would play like it. He's not playing like he hurt. You're playing like you're gambling like you fine, right? And but you're gambling and losing. You know what I'm saying? He like the baby pop that goes to. I used to be that guy actually. I used to be a gambling ass, but he like the baby pop that go to the casino before Christmas and lose all the fucking Christmas money. That's what you're doing right now if you digs. You're doing dumb shit. Even though you're poor and you're like, damn, I could have got you 1, 2 gifts. They could have had something under the tree. Now they got nothing under the tree because you a dumbass. That's the type of shit that I see. And yes, I'm saying it directly like that because that's a dumbass football play. And if the coach not telling you that, I hope you hear it because somebody need to tell you. Because last week I was very, very, very vicious on Wilson early while the game was on. But now, no. The film allows me to look at you with clean eyes and clear eyes. And the clean eyes tell me, Diggs, you playing like an asshole. It's Diggs. Diggs is the main reason we have explosive plays. The majority of our explosive plays went against our best player. That can't happen. That's the same concept I had when I said, hey, the majority of the explosive run plays to the outside were going against DeMarcus Lawrence and Parsons. Y'all are best players. If their game plan is to run at you, that should be fucking a field day. If you just stay home and set the edge, you're gonna tackle the ball. If you just play basic man, meaning stack coverage, no bail technique. Stack coverage means you just play over top of your man. Don't let him get behind you. And you start bailing. Not bail, I mean not trail technique, but bail, which is stack. Same thing, right? So as soon as the ball is snapped, you start running, right? And if he throws the ball short on a comeback route, good. You keeping everything in front of you. So you chase the ball, and then you start sitting on those routes slowly but surely. You stop bailing and you sit on a few of them to see if they still trying to throw underneath you, and you get yourself some picks like Diggs did when he first picked off. I remember these concepts. It's so easy. Like Diggs did when he first picked off um, Jalen Hurts for that pick six that first season. Jalen Hurts was in there. He picked him up. That's what he did to him. He kept letting him throw underneath, and then boom, he jumps it. He did that against Carolina too. He'll do that, right? But it's like he forgot. I don't know what's up with him, but he's not playing right. He ain't playing right. But I'm not slow. I'm watching what I'm watching, and I'm watching the film, and I've looked through each concept directly that they're running towards you or running at you, and each drive. And the killer of this game was the first 14 points. You gave up big plays, and you kind of lose your confidence because you gave up a 65 yarder and a 40, 35 yarder, 40 yarder. You gave up 100 yards on 2 plays to your corners, who are supposed to be the strength of this defense. So, nah, can't do it. So, Diggs, you gotta get it together, man. Diggs got to get it together. Our safeties got to get it together. Hooker, if you single high man, the reason you back there, bruh, is not because we need you to stop the run. That's why you up there. Meaning your first responsibility as single high is anything behind you. Get back there. Now I watched Wanye when Wanye got in. He didn't do nothing special, but he ain't letting nothing get behind him. That's all I need you to do. Just don't let nothing get behind you, man. That's it. They playing like ass, man. Can't do it. Can't do it. Ah, hurts my feelings that I had to say this shit, man. But this is crazy. My bad. I jumped in the room and started finger talking. Good day, good people. What's up, King Reezy? He said, just play man and make it simple. He don't play a lot of man, but he should. Yeah, you're right. He said, Donald Clark and Diggs are our biggest issues. They are. I don't want to hear nothing about Mozzie no more. I don't want to hear nothing. Like, listen, the run ain't going nowhere. They actually stopping the run very well this season. You would think it should be simple. This should be good football now. Because the run is stopped. Run is stopped. They ain't running. They was up the whole game, still ain't getting no rushing yard. They got like 8. They finished the game with 87 running yards with the quarterback running too. So that's damn good. Very good. Under 100 yards is good for a day. But it ain't when you ain't got no lid on your defense. If your run game is already solid, why y'all biting when you 40, 20 yards off the ball if you are Hooker? Why are you biting on the run in the first place? If you're a corner and you playing, if the coach calls for you to be aligned off the ball, soft coverage, 15 yards off the ball, then you can tell from the rip, run ain't your responsibility because if he got you that far off, that means it's probably 8 in the box. And if it's 8 in the box, that ain't for you. You supposed to stay back. So if you biting on running, you all the way out there, you dumb as hell. You dumb. Elam, you dumb, Hooker. That's dumb as hell. Can't do that. You're dumb, Wilson. That's dumb as hell. Dumb as hell. They doing dumb shit. And I can see, even if you don't know what's going on, you can't be doing that type of shit. Can't. I'm gonna play it again. Run it again. I'm gonna play it again just so y'all can see what I'm talking about, man. I'm gonna play it again. I'm gonna just let it play while I'm talking. It's craziness. Can't be doing this shit, man. Right here, this, like I said, this Sam Williams. For those who weren't in here earlier, I talked about the fact that Sam Williams got out of the game right after this play for illegal hands to the face, which you really did it. And you did it and followed through right there. How you gonna follow through with the uppercut and then give him a right hand after that? Dumbass. That's dumb football. Right after that, penalties they create life with dying drives, right? Right after that, this is the play we gave up. They were on their side of the ball. They would have stayed there. We would have got the ball back. We would have been able to create some more pressure on them as far as scoring, because it's all ball control and field position that we're playing right now. And if you can't just give up and flip the field like this, because even if they don't score, you just flip the field with one play. Can't do that, man. We can't do that. And Sam Williams, we are relying on you. So, right now, as a Rocco's doing his job, but you should be on the field. You can't say you want to get released and you doing shit like that. We need Demo back as well, because Sanborn, you are slow juice. But you're smart. But if you're smart, you need to react faster than everybody. And he's not. So that's a problem. Murray, hats go off to him. I ain't got shit to say about Murray this season at all. Nothing. He hasn't messed up yet. Y'all waiting for the foot to drop or the shoe to drop so that you can say what you want to say about him. But the man is playing like what he is, a first round drafted linebacker. He's playing like a prototypical linebacker, playing very good football right now. Diggs, this is what I was talking about earlier. Poor technique. You're jamming with your outside hand. Now what he was trying to do right there, you can see off the release. Let's just watch it. Right here, he's trying to play man like zone, meaning he wants to jam with the reason he pressed with his outside hand, which is his technique. It's not the technique that you teach. But the reason he's doing it is because he wants to put 15 in his hip pocket and he wants to run up the field while staring down the quarterback the whole time because he knows the ball is coming at him. So he wants to be able to track the football, right? But he slips. I don't mind the concept. I understand what he's doing, but you do that when you have some sort of help, or you do it when you're up. You don't do it when you've been consistently giving up big plays. And that's what he did here. And he slips. He slips. And I know he's embarrassed, and I know Eberflus is mad because Eberflus put him in position to make a play here. He said, look, man, it's all on you. Look at everybody else. Now just watch the rest of the field. You can't say Eberflus is calling bullshit. He did what? I mean, this is what you want if you're Eberflus. Let's watch the rest of the field right here. Boom. Pause. Middle of the field, these guys are covered. Bottom of the field, covered. Everybody the fuck covered. Everybody covered. And this is where all of your defenders are. They tilted everything away from you. They put you on the island, Diggs. This is what you got paid for. You are on an island. Now, you can get beat here if you Diggs. I don't even care if he gets beat. I'm not going to lie. Because I seen McLaurin give him some work a couple times. But if you beat and you doing your job, that's okay with me. Because the offense got to get paid too. So if you get beat and the guy makes a spectacular catch or something like that, I ain't never mad at that. But when you getting beat because you're gambling or cheating and you keep giving up plays like this, that I gotta say something about. Like this is all Diggs doing this. Like look at everybody. They hugging their man. Pause. They all hugging, but look at everybody on this play. Look at the Giants' offense and look at where our defenders are. There is nowhere to throw the ball but at Diggs. Now, Diggs is trying to bait quarterbacks in losing. He's baiting. This is a bait, and you're losing. You're losing. Even that ball was just a little late and outside. If it was on time, Neighbors beats you again right there because you took forever to get there. Right? You're gambling. Now, look at this again. Where's everybody shifted? Away from Diggs. He's on the island. Everybody else is covered. You're by yourself and you're gambling and you're losing. And you're losing. You're losing that Christmas money, man. Kids ain't got nothing under the tree. Here we go again. Boom. Here, you wait, you late. How you in bell cover? You in stack anyway. You playing over the top. Too late to get out of your pedal. And then you get cooked. And this is how you know you're not. Now, this you could say you're not fully back, which is okay. If you're not fully back physically, then stop acting like it. Because right now, look how you got roasted. You got roasted right there. Boy just cooked you. Foot race. But in this is all in the same game. You gave up 100 yards. Like in one game, over 100 yards to you, at you. That can't be done, especially right here. No, you got no help again. You got no help. It's just you and neighbors. Boom, whooped your ass. You know what I'm saying? These things cannot keep happening. They can't keep happening. You can't win if you're doing it. And the trust from the coach should not be there. I can't trust you. Why the fuck would you trust a guy who's asking for the work, getting the work, and getting smoked? You know what I'm saying? That's like me challenging guys and getting knocked the fuck out every time I do it. They be like, yo, bro, like protect him from himself. Protect him from himself. Right. And then I call this a dig smoke too, because Diggs is supposed to be on the field. Only reason Bridges is on the field and you're not, the only reason Elam is at the top of the screen and not at the bottom of the screen at CB2 is because Diggs is getting chewed out for what he just did. So he's not on the field. So these are two plays back to back. Diggs gave up 14 points, two plays back to back. So over 100 yards again because of Diggs, in my opinion. Diggs and Sam Williams on this one. All right, Sam Williams with the illegal hands to the face. We'd have got him off the field. That drive was going well. They would have punted right back to us, and we would have been able to run the ball down their throat because they couldn't stop the run all day. Right, boom. Here, caught with the job. Now, Elam. Now, look at where Elam is and Bridges. But look at Elam, Bridges. Look at the triangle at the top of the screen. They're in cover 3, right? So you see Hooker, Elam, Bridges. Just watch these guys' reaction. There's nothing to react to. You don't even see, if you saw the running back escape the backfield and start to gain ground, I can understand then. You don't see the ball. I know you don't see the ball. You don't see the running back with the ball if you're any of these guys. What are y'all driving on? You don't see anybody trying to block you either. You don't feel that? That's common sense. Nobody blocked you. They just ran right by you. That should be common sense. You should have already known, like, hey, something wrong here. Man, this is like asshole retarded football. That's dumb football. All of them. Especially when you watch the film all day last week. I know they showed you the film last week of y'all getting cooked. So y'all watched that and they said, hey, yeah, let's help the 8-man front. This is an 8-man front, meaning look at this. They ain't going nowhere. This is a 3-4 front almost. It's really dime, but they have a loaded box. You got Reddy in the box. You got Wilson in the box playing like nickel linebacker, really. Then you got Murray, right? But up front, you got Houston. You got Solomon Thomas. You got Mozzie at the 0. And then you got over here, I think this is Nealon. And then you got Ezra Rocco outside that. If they're able to run on that, then they should run on that because that's a run front. You're not going to run on that, right? Now, then you got outside of that, you got Reddy, you got Murray, and you got Wilson. If they're able to run on that, they earned it. Let them have it. What you can do if you're a corner is bite and try to help those guys. We don't need an 11-man front. It's called an 8-man front for a reason. 8 in the box for a reason. Now, Mozzie blew this shit up if it was a run. And then you got Nealon right behind him to help with that. So that was going nowhere if it's run. It wasn't going nowhere. Why are you biting if you're 20 yards off the ball? That's dumb football. The secondary, they don't know what they're doing, and it shows. And it's pissing me off. I already talked about this hollow concept. Don't need to keep talking about it. You guys just understand, like, look, your safeties that are supposed to be your veterans that you've already paid are selling you out and hanging you out to dry. Your corner, who's supposed to be your best guy, you got 4 guys who you've paid who've given you nothing. If you're looking at it on paper and you're e-reflex and you're coming to this team and you say, hey, I got Donovan Wilson, I got Hooker, I got Bland. He got six pick sixes in one season. And I got Diggs. And all 4 of those guys are giving you what right now in the first 4 games? Nothing. Well, Bland and Diggs gave you something good in the first game. Last 2 games, nothing. Nothing. You could never say that the coach is just, this is the coach's fault. Like, I can't blame the coach for you not having common sense. He can't think for you. He could just put you in position to make plays. And he's doing that. Hey, Wilson, you're in position to make a play here. You got to be smart here. Meaning, even if you're wrong, wouldn't you rather be wrong and Caleb runs the ball or, scrambles for a touchdown? That's what happened in the first game. We were wrong sometimes on the things we did, but we did not break coverage. So guess what happened? Hurts got to run a little bit. So if you're going to be wrong that way. Don't be wrong on coverage. Cover somebody. If I'm the coach and you're telling me, hey, I'm like, well, why the hell did you do that? Why'd you cover 85 and I didn't call that? or because I didn't think we had any help behind me. I can understand that. I can let that go because I can see what you're thinking or what your line of thought is. These things don't make any sense. They don't. But that's it for me, man. I just look at it like, look, man, these guys are not they consistently not gelling, not playing the type of football I like to see them play. And it's a combination of a lot of things, but the consistency in boneheaded gambling and um, the veterans consistently not choosing correctly, meaning play deep to short. Anything deep, that's what you cover. I don't care what chase the ball short. Whatever they do short, they do. If they eat us up, pause short, and they throw the ball short, and you got to chase and tackle the ball, cool. But should nothing get behind you. That's the last thing I would say if I'm even playing. I don't give a fuck what's happening. Don't let nothing behind you. I don't care how far we playing off. Don't let nothing behind you. But now guess what the adjustment has to be? Now Eberflus has to play a style of defense where he can't trust Diggs, so I can't put you in those positions anymore because I'm giving it to you and I'm now looking like an asshole and I'll lose my job if I'm Eberflus if I keep trusting you will get me the fuck out of here, right? So can't trust you no more. Now I gotta play a vanilla style of defense that ain't even my defense. So now I'm gonna be judged on a defense that I don't even run. That ain't even the defense he wants to run. But I gotta do it because you guys have shown me I can't trust you to do what I want to do. So now I got to play some vanilla shit that makes sure I protect you from yourself. Which now I'm gonna start giving up yards underneath, and they're gonna say, well, it's easy to throw on this guy underneath. Why is that now? Because you guys are dumb. Dumb. Yeah. Yep. Koye, and fans, how do you feel about guys already trying to give up on the season and start mock drafts when fixing the secondary can be so simple? I call those types of people, no matter who you are, you really soft. They're soft. They're the type of guy to get punched in the mouth and go sit down. That's what they do. A bully that a front runner. You know what I mean? They only cheer for people who they think will win. You know what I'm saying? They can't take a L. They probably never play no sports because you can't take your L like a man. Like I can lose, I could be wrong. Somebody come in and whoop my ass, and I'm like, damn, I held my own. Boy, trashed the shit out me though, but I held my own. You know what I'm saying? Or hey, I gotta give it to him. Man hit hard. He knocked me the fuck out. I ain't never happened. I got pistol whipped before. I tell people I got pistol whipped. I don't care. Why? Cause I know if they didn't jump me and pistol with me, they wasn't getting shit from me. You get what I'm saying? But either way, how many people gonna fight a dude with a gun? I know what I'm gonna do. See what I'm saying? So same thing. Men, or if you got any type of heart or any type of drive, and you rooting for a team, you don't quit at 1 and 2. And if you do, well, I mean, there's a place for people like that, but it ain't here. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. I mean, you could call me what you want, but I'm a man first. I ain't about to just quit on the season yet. Now, if I see you quit on yourself, then I quit on the season because I see y'all don't want to play. But Bland ain't gonna be hurt the whole season. Diggs is gonna get it together, I think, because he don't want. I mean, Diggs is still a talented player. He just got to stop gambling. If he stops gambling, he's fine. He's fine. If Hooker and Wilson are still starting, I will have a problem. That will be blaming. I will blame the coaches for that. But Wanye and Bell, I think Marquise Bell and Wanye is they time. Is they time. You mix them in. Now you're not gonna just bench Hooker all the way. It might be a locker room issue. You're not just gonna bench Wilson because it might be a locker room issue to do that because they are captains and they are veterans. But you definitely use them as some trade bait and you mix them in and you mix them in. And then you let Wanye and Bell get an opportunity to earn their spot, their starting spot. You know how? By starting to mix them in so they can make some plays. Because once they start making 1 or 2 flash plays, then you start saying, I can justify it if I'm the coach. I can justify putting this guy in, and the locker room can't turn against me. Neither can the fans. So that's what I would do. But I don't think that the team. I mean, think about it. Big plays ain't supposed to happen all year. I mean, every game it's not. You're supposed to be able to shut that down, even if you just play too high safety and play man underneath and play vanilla like that. We're gonna play man underneath, too high safety. You're gonna know exactly what we're doing, and I'm relying on the front six, front seven to stop the run. We already stopping the run with the front 6 and 7. So do that, and then make them beat you. Make the quarterback have to beat you with his arm because you ain't gonna give him nothing. Even if your pass rush ain't there, we're gonna get covered. Like the same defense that now this is the problem that I have with the front office. One problem. Michael Parsons looked his best last year. He had a sack. He averaged a sack every game. Shout out to TP Terrence Parsons. I talked to him for about 30 minutes the other day, 40 minutes, because he actually liked the documentary I just did. I'm about to release the documentary again on YouTube, but I just did a Michael Parsons documentary. He appreciated it. So shout out to him. But while talking to him, realized something, right? He said, "Hey, my brother played his best football under Zimmer." I agree. I agree. Now Zimmer is not going to give you the same pass rush because he two gaps. He doesn't try to get his guys upfield. But the reason his guys get home is because he plays too high safety all the time. So the quarterback has to hold the ball against Zimmer. So you could just watch the film if you're Eberflus and say, "Hey, how does this defense know how to play defense? They play man underneath. You could throw some zone in there if you want, some cover two. They ran a lot of cover two zone looks and a lot of cover three in there, but mainly man, not a lot of single high safety shit. So mainly two high man. Play two high man. That's what they know how to do. Everybody that's here knows how to do that because that's pee wee football shit anyway. So do that and then let your front do what it's been doing, which is dominate the trenches. They're dominating up front, all of them. So let them do that and force you to say, "Hey, you ain't gonna run on us. And if you want to, we're gonna give you an unloaded box so you can try it." Right? And let you can either beat us that way, which I'm cool with. If we start giving up 60, 70-yard runs or, okay, then I would say, all right, we got a problem here. But I don't think they're gonna do that. So that's what I would do to fix this team. So no. Um, this swinging gate defense isn't gonna get it. Who the hell left the gate open? I feel you. Vach uses phrases called find the scrub. Diggs was the scrub. Yeah, that's a fact. Hero ball. You're exactly right. At David, he said, yeah, he does that. It's just smart football. A player not totally healthy in physical and mental form, attack them until they show you they can stop you. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. Yeah. So the safeties aren't to blame at all. Who said that? I don't know. Who told you that? You must have said that early. I'm gonna give you grace on that. They are all to blame. Yeah, the secondary. It seems like some of these players stuck on me ball instead of team ball. I mean, well, zone is a team ball concept, right? And yeah, they're not playing team ball because, but I understand it. Your top four, your starting secondary is banged up, right? Um, really, your best secondary is not on the field. Bland, Revel, and Diggs is probably the best guys you got out there at corner. And then your two safeties, you have well, you could say Bland, Elam, and Diggs is probably your best three corners. They've only played together one game so far, right? And hasn't done any training camp at all, so his legs still ain't there. All right, then you got Wilson and Hooker. They are not your best safeties on the field. I mean, on the team right now. Your best safeties are playing special teams. Wanye can just flat out cover. He could play nickel. He can cover in the slot. How you watch Wanye cover Thielen last year if you're Eberflus? You watch his film and say, "Yeah, I'm gonna bury you on the bench." Wanye is your best cover DB. Period. And when I say period, I mean he can cover big tight ends, which some of your smaller corners can't. He can tackle. He can cover man coverage in the slot versus wide receivers. He's done it, and he can play single high and box. He's the only DB that we have that can do all those things. We used to have another one who could do three of those things, which was Izzy, but we got rid of Izzy and kept Wilson and Hooker. I would take Izzy and Wanye right now over Hooker and Wilson for sure, for sure, because they both are versatile. You could say Izzy, if you got Izzy singled up on, if you get him in a mismatch and he's singled up on a wide receiver, he can handle that assignment 2 or 3 snaps a game, no problem. 7 snaps a game, he could do that. The rest of the time, he playing zone or playing robber or doing some other shit, blitzing, whatever. But he could do that. Wanye, same thing. I mean, I trust them back there in coverage. The decisions they make. Offense, defense coaches, if your name isn't Brandon Aubrey, you deserve credit for this loss. No, 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 you don't. I ain't giving Dak no credit for this loss. I'm not bothering Dak. I'm really not. And the reason I say that, the interceptions, I just showed them earlier. You want me to show them again? I can. But those interceptions, I don't know what GP was doing on the interception. Then on the fumble, what I'm gonna say to Dak on that? I blame Tolbert on that one. He didn't block, but he didn't block. He didn't carry his block. He blocked initially, but then he let him go. Sorry, I got a little bit of the flu. So the lacking of fundamentals. So they lack in simple fundamentals. Yep. The secondary is playing Eberflus scheme with a DQ mentality, aka hero ball. Ignore the plan and play just do street ball. Yeah, Nisi. Yeah, I mean, pretty much. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Their awareness is zero, all of them. Secondary, yeah. Need to bench all of them motherfuckers. Well, then what? Then we gonna get smoked for real. I really love when I see you, Sadiqa. Damn, Sadiqa, you got you a what do you call it? A secret admirer, but he ain't so secret. What's good? Nisi, you too. Yeah, yeah. They on y'all. The ladies got some sort of magnetism going on in here. What's up, Angie? Lab, he said Wilson let the the tight end smoking. Yeah, all of them. Appreciate it, David. Okoye, appreciate the knowledge. King Reezy, appreciate you. He said, I'm glad I can hear this from a dude that ain't butthurt, can make logical sense of film. The rest of the content creators are letting their feelings show. Too early to let your feelings show. It's just, yeah, you could be mad, but it's too early to quit. I ain't quitting. I'm not down on the team like this team can't do nothing. I just think they gotta get it together now. And but here's the counter, right? When I'm training a fighter, right, I'll tell them to do something, right, that I know the other coach is gonna have to respond to. So I'll say, hey man, jab to the body. Even if it don't hurt, just keep doing it, right? Keep doing it and act like you're trying to land the overhand right. Throw it. But even if you miss it, I don't care because I know what his coach is gonna say. He's gonna say, watch out for that right hand, right? So then I want you to establish that in the first 2 rounds, right? And if you establish that well, I know I can predict what the other coach is going to have to do. He's going to tell him to, keep his right hand home and guard for that overhand right as well. So keep his left high, right hand home to guard for the jab to the body and overhand right, right? So now I can make their coach say what I want them to say, and now I want to tell you in the third or fourth round, start feinting your right hand and throwing your left hook to the head hard as shit because I know what he's looking for. You know what I'm saying? Now we got Eberflus on skates. He knows everybody's going to throw deep balls on him all day. So he's going to have to adjust his defense and protect these guys from themselves. So he's not going to play the style of defense that he wants to as a defensive coordinator. I think that's unfair for him because he's not calling anything wrong. He's trusting his guys and calling what he's supposed to call. They're not executing what he's calling. If Diggs is on the island and you say, hey, Eberflus's defense, he's making guys throw at Diggs. It's not like you picking a scrub and they're throwing at Elam. They helping Elam, so Elam's not getting the targets. Diggs is. But why is Diggs getting the targets? Because he's singled up. I'm making you throw at my best man. I'm making you do what I want you to do as a coach. That is ideal. And if you're losing doing that, now I got to play a style of football I don't want to play. And now I'm going to be judged on that. They're going to say, well, your defense doesn't look that good. Well, that ain't my defense. I have to adjust because these guys suck. Or Diggs isn't doing what he's supposed to do. So that's a problem. Now they're going to put him in other opportunities they're going to give him other opportunities to make plays. But when he does that, if he doesn't make a play, I'm going to have to help everybody. So now I got to play 2 high safety looks. And then when we start giving up some stuff underneath it, so you can't stop the run either. Well, that's not how I stop the run ideally. Right. But that's how I got to do it with these guys. You know what I mean? So it's a slippery slope that he's on. A slippery slope. Diggs, sit, LOL, sit, Dono. Sit Diggs and Dono. Yep, you're right. Facts needed the knowledge. What's up, Troy? I knew that was a loss, though. Bears haven't won. Yeah, the Bears were playing desperate, but then Ben Johnson always whoop our ass. He whooped our ass last year. Even Plus has to realize what type of players he has. If man coverage is their strength, then call man coverage instead of zone coverage. Let me show you something. Again, let me show you. Let me show you. Show you a play. Let me show you something. What's this? What's this? This man coverage. This in the first quarter. This the first time. So you right? This is the first time he called man coverage in the game because it was the first drive of the game. He called zone. And he said, all right, here's man. Let's force him to throw at Dig. He gave you man, and then he gave you a look that says, I know where Caleb Williams is going with this ball because I'm going to make him throw the ball at Diggs. That's what he did here. This is smart coaching. I'm making him throw at Diggs. Look at Diggs. Yeah. You see that? You see where Wilson is? Wilson can never help Diggs on this play because he's all the way outside the opposite hash. There's no way he makes this play. Now, any quarterback can read that pre-snap. It's not hidden. He didn't hide anything. He's daring you. This is what Eberflus is doing. He's playing off at the bottom of the screen with Elam, but you know Elam's sitting on anything short because Elam knows he has the help before the snap, both inside and over the top. So Elam can be aggressive. He's the only one that can be aggressive here. Diggs cannot. Well, who's aggressive? Diggs. He caught man. You know what I'm saying? And the first time you do it, you give up a touchdown, one throw, one touchdown. I mean, would you keep calling it? I can understand you second guessing yourself after this one. You know what I'm saying? I can understand you second guessing your man coverage after that. I mean, can't you? That's bad, buddy. That's bad ball. So he did call man, just so you know. And as soon as he did it, he lost. So I feel you. Ah, Okoye, they're fair weather fans. Bottom line, that's what it is, man. That's what if your folks turn it back on you as soon as you start slipping, they don't trust you. They don't got no faith in you. You know what I mean? So that's fair weather for sure. And if you say, hey, well, let's start planning for the draft in game 3, then why you even follow the team? I don't even understand why you follow the team. Angie, we need at least one of them Sean Lee types on the field, i.e. LV types. I mean, i.e. LV types always have. We always have an LV type. Yeah. You calling Sanborn that guy? That's real Okoye. Appreciate that. Let's see who else is talking. Sanborn, Dono, and Hooker should all be benched. Sanborn is going to be benched when Demo gets back, but Sanborn is not playing half as bad as people think. He's giving up a couple plays, but not too many. There's a lot of football left. Hopefully, defensive coordinator figures this shit out with those safeties. Yeah. She says she's agreeing. Let's see. Hooker might be okay, but Dono, hell no. Yeah, Sanborn. No, don't. No, we ain't gonna start on Sanborn. He ain't do that much. He gave up one play. The rest of that was them safeties, man. Hooker was guarding 2 players on that flea flicker. Yeah, because Elam left him. But guess what? Hooker was supposed to be deep anyway. He wasn't deeper than neither one of the players. He wasn't guarding 2 players. He was chasing 2 players. He wasn't guarding nothing but the grass. He said, yeah, Morris and Wayne still didn't come in until late. Yeah. Me too, Andrew. I believe Zimmer was going to have this defense stout. He was. He got the best out of Mozzie Smith. Mozzie Smith was playing better on him. Fire the idiot. Diggs would get the bench for that other dude just to teach him a lesson for a game or two. You don't got the bandwidth to bench Diggs for a game or two because you're losing. So if you bench him for a game or two and you look even worse in the air, that's your job. If you're Eberflus and Schottenheimer. That's egotistical coaching in their opinion. And I think Jerry would be mad about that if we lose 2 games with Diggs on the bench and he's healthy. If Diggs is a healthy scratch and we're losing, I think Jerry would be pissed off by that. Okoye, you could tell me Wanye and Bell can play better range coverage and hit as well. Yeah, they can. They can. Reddy Stewart is his name. Hooker and Wilson are 97 to 74 ranked out of 100 safeties, 170 safeties. That is sad. I mean, it is what it is. It ain't sad. Uh, let's see. The writing's on the wall. I'm not saying the season is over, but it doesn't look good. If I were out there, I would agree with Okoye's mindset. I don't think the season over. I think the offense looked good. The run game is good. The defense don't got to be great. It got to be average because the offense is going to make the defense look even better. I'm gonna tell you why. Good run offenses make defenses look better because they keep defenses off the field. You know what when you can't be scored on when you hold the ball. You have the ball, they can't score on you because you got the ball. So that means you're not giving up any stats on defense because you're controlling the ball. In order to do that, though, you just got to stop giving up big plays. You got to force the offense to drive on you. Now, if they're driving on you and they score, you made them earn it. I can live with that, but you can't give them no more big plays. Even if we giving up 28 points a game, but each one of those points they had to earn it. Cool, I can deal with that. But no more quick scores. Can't do that. I agree with it. I'm not sure the other team does. As a fact. Berg ran like he got bricks in his cleats. He got them. He got bricks of cash in his pockets. He got that money and said, "I forgot." He forgot he played football. Like, Ferg, what you doing? How you get 14 catches and still have less than 100 yards? Like, what is you doing, bro? You should have killed them. I thought Ferg was gonna kill this season. Angie, my old heads always said it's not tricking if you got it. Yeah, it is. It's always tricking, man. My old head said I ain't got to pay for it, man. What you doing? I ain't tricking for nothing. For what? Tricking for what? With this face, is you crazy? Why y'all tricking in the first place? Why does he always handicap our team? King Reezy, I need to see Zim in another one. Laugh my ass off. Hold up. If this team sit down for a minute, ready get out of there. Yeah, ready gonna get out of there in a minute. He said, Ninja, we know you paid these dudes, but they are not doing what you paid them to do. That's a fact. Oh, he said David Jenkins said Koye get better. I do feel a little better. I'm gonna go get another IV this week though. I couldn't agree more with the Koye. Some of these guys just got to get their feet under them. A new system takes time to operate. Yeah, that's true. Sometimes, but I do think we need to draft a safety in the first 3 rounds. Yeah, yeah, or go get Derwin James. Go trade for Derwin. Trade one of them first round picks and get me Derwin James and start Wanye and Derwin and game over. It's a fact. That's over. Wanye Derwin and Marquise Bell. Or if we're going to look bad at safety, if you're going to look this bad with your starters anyway, I would just rather start Bell and Wanye. If you're going to look bad anyway, I'd rather look bad letting the young guys get a shot than look bad with the old guys who are shot. That's just me. Damn, Andy, you definitely not subtle. Nope. Wanye, Mars, Ready, Diggs, you flopping, get out. Uh, I think Diggs is gonna get it right. He gonna get it right. Eberflus and Justin doesn't match. Okoye, they should let you speak on to the defense, straight up conference call, and show where they're screwing up. I'd love to hear that call. Man, that's the only job I would take outside of like volunteer. Like I'm on my way to being where I want to be, right? If I'm where I want to be, and I could just say, look, I'm retired. It's two things I'm doing. I'm obviously going to keep coaching boxing because I want to create a champion one day, right? A pro champion, and I will. Um, and then I would definitely volunteer for anybody football team. I would coach for a pro team though or college, but I would volunteer. I mean, you don't got to pay me. Just let me get my resume up so I can go do what I want to do. I would be a defensive coordinator or a boxing coach all day long. But yeah, if you let me talk to the team, I would enjoy that too because I got some people I want to curse out. Um, Blue doesn't play because I think you mean Bell because he hasn't earned it, but somehow the defense gets a pass. Oh, Blue, yeah, Jaden Blue, yeah, that's where it's inconsistent to me. You said that you have a standard that you guys are upholding, and that's why Mozzie just couldn't get on the field. But on the field, the guys that are supposedly you calling good players are getting cooked. Don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. Put them I understand it though. You notice they putting all the old guys in them and making the young guys earn it. I like it for Mozzie because I think he challenged them, make them play hard, make them practice hard, and come with the same mentality every game. I get that. Maybe they're doing that with Blue too. But when you got guys in front of him like Sanders fumbling, doing bum shit, you got Javante Davis playing okay, but playing good. I mean, but he fumbled, did some dumb shit. We'll get rid of the older blocking scheme, coach, to get a old decent. We got rid of. That's what you meant. Well, we got rid of a older blocking scheme coach to getting an old defensive coach minded. I mean, defensive coordinator minded coach, and that weak Lane Kiffin defense that all get smoked. I don't think he plays Lane Kiffin defense, so it's not just cover two, but it is weak. It's weak because your strong points are playing weak, not because the scheme is. I think, like I said, the scheme is okay if it's working the way it's supposed to, which is before the season. I told everybody this, and let me just prove it with the film because I like to do that, that sort of thing. Let me see if I got Eberflus in here. Is his shit in here somewhere? I can't see. I'm blind. All right, here we go. Eberflus. And Eberflus we trust. Okay. Let me get you out of here real quick. Let me get you off the screen, Angie. Here we go. Boom, blow this up. Hold on. Here we go. Escape that. Boom. I need this one. This one I need right here. Boom. All right. That's the wrong one. Remove. This is Eberflus right here, right? So I'm gonna just go to the corner section. So you see this misdirections. So first off, what do you see? Even in this, misdirections is what gets So like those trick plays, stuff like that, misdirections and flea flickers. You're going to beat a vision based defense with that anyway, because they bite and they're going to be out of position, right? So you can see what the concept was from Denver. Look at the bottom of the screen. See 32. 32 got no help, but look where he is. He know he ain't got no help, so he playing stack coverage. He watching the quarterback and he's keeping the receiver and the quarterback in his line of sight. If Diggs just did this, the ball coming at you anyway, or it's going somewhere else. But either way, you wouldn't be giving up anything. But I'm gonna show you what his defense does. Show you. Show you. Boom. This is your boy Sanborn right here. They'll single up Sanborn. Right now they're doing this with Murray, but they'll single up Sanborn in this defense. Boom. Sanborn gets beat by Judy because they're showing you the middle of the field. He's making you think the middle of the field is wide open. So Eberflus is a little bit of a gambler too, but he does it with a poker face. He plays poker. You know what I'm saying? Because once he shows you the middle of the field, he'll do something like this. And, all right, well, now you think the deep middle is still open because that's what I've been giving you all game. And then I'll jump across the screen and do some shit like this right after that. Right? Boom. I showed this before the season, before Eberflus ever coached us a down. I showed this, right? So it just proves like this is how he wants to play ball. And so I can't this is how you prove his scheme is working the way he wants it to work. Because this is what's happening, right? You're getting the one-on-one matchups on the outside that you want, and he's controlling and has guys roaming in the middle of the field. He just doesn't have dynamic safeties that do what you just saw this safety do, which is he robbed everybody on the field, all the way across the field. You watch what this safety does. Watch this. You don't see Wilson or any of them doing this type of shit. Boom. He robs the seam route. That's the first read. Robs the second read. See that? Robbing the third read. Boom. If you got safety play, just little simple subtle shit like that those create turnovers, right? Now, here, this is why I said, what did I say? Diggs and Bland will get targets. Why did I say that? Because he guards the middle of the field. Look at the middle of the field. There's nowhere for you to throw the ball in the middle of the field if you're the quarterback. So early, where do you have to throw? Deep, right? But you got Jalen Johnson, who are what Jalen Johnson, I think his name is, but they're doing shit like this. But watch his technique. Let's watch his technique. Where's he at? 15 yards off the ball, right? Does he wait to get out of his pedal? No, he get with it. He know the ball coming at him, but he not pressing. Even though he's a good corner too, he ain't crazy. You're like, why would I stay up in this guy's face, knowing that the ball coming at me? I need to get in position. Here, look, he pressing at the top of the screen right now, right? But he saw that motion, and that motion he just walks it off. Both corners do. They walk it off. Say, all right, boom. I know I ain't got no help. Jalen know he ain't got no help, right? Boom. You see that? That safety is robbing in the middle of the field right now. So when that safety rolls down and the other safety rolls up from the opposite hash, Jalen know he don't got no help, and the quarterback knows, hey, look, if he throws it anywhere to the right, look to the right of where the quarterback is. If he throws it anywhere to the right or the middle of the field, it's chaos over there. It's nowhere to really put that ball unless you go like try to beat like that guy at the bottom of the screen. So guess where he throws the ball? Where there's no help. It's one-on-one at the top of the screen, right? This is why Diggs should be having a field day. He's forcing you to throw the ball at Diggs, right? This is how the scheme is designed, and that's how the scheme is working. It's just Diggs ain't working because he's playing poor technique. He's gambling in a system that he don't have to gamble in. You know why you don't got to gamble? Because the system is going to get the ball, bring the ball to you anyway. The system is designed to bring the ball right at you. So you don't got to gamble. Look at Jalen Johnson. Would you say he's a better corner, a better talent than Diggs? I don't know. I don't know. But he ain't gambling. Excuse me. He ain't gambling. He ain't gambling. He ain't gambling. Boom. Why he get this pick six? Because he just plays where he's supposed to play at and wait for the ball to come to him. It's going to come to you anyway. You ain't got to do nothing. You don't got to bait no quarterbacks in this system. You don't. I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. Like I said, I've been watching Eberflus for a while. So do I think Eberflus is great? No. But his scheme doing what he designed it to do, which is force targets at his best players outside the hash, far, deep throw. A deep throw, quarterback's throwing deep the whole game and missing. That means you're not driving up the field. That means you're taking shots. You shouldn't hit on all your shots. You should hit maybe one a game. They hitting on all their shots, or most of them. And all the shots are going at your best players. That should not happen. So I can't blame the scheme for that. I gotta blame the players for that. Yeah. Yep. Huh. But anyway, I gotta go. I'm a little sick and I'm getting off here, man. Let me read these last couple Jones and now I'm getting out of here. If you had a day at the team meetings, you think you could talk some sense into these secondary players? I think I could show them what the hell going on. I don't know about talking no sense into nobody, but I know somebody need to share it with them though. Share the shit with them on Twitter so they can see. You know what I mean? What's going on? I'm about to release some of this shit on Twitter right now. Not this one. You can share this on Twitter too, but I'm about to put the film up today so you can see what's up. But I'm out. I'm out, y'all. I feel like shit. Peace. Oh, before I peace out, let me show you. My bad. Not yet. Before I peace out, that's my cash app right there. Remember, man, I'm jumping up here with the flu and all that. Make sure y'all show some appreciation. That's $ formless at Cash App. I do not have a monetized page, so I do not get paid for views. I don't get paid to sit here. I'm sitting here because I'm already paid, but you can help out because this shit ain't free. All right. Make sure you guys do that. $formless, and that's my Cash App. $formless. Make sure you guys take your time out to support who's supporting y'all. Peace.